Okay, that begins the initial round of questioning. We're now opening it up to other Assembly members. Can I name the next three speakers? Assembly Member Wilson, Assembly Member Cooper, Assembly Member Garrett. So we take them in that order. So let's start with Assembly Member Wilson.
Thank you, Chair. And can I take this opportunity to wish TfL a very happy birthday? Don't worry, I'm not going to start singing because I don't think that would be fair to inflict on anybody. So my first question is to Mr. Lord. Now, earlier this week, I visited Stamford Hill to meet with members of the Orthodox Jewish community there. I had a tour and saw great many community groups and activities going on. One thing they told me, they're very, very grateful for the 310 bus route and asked me to pass on their thanks for that, so happy to do that. But they also told me that on some other bus routes there have been incidents where drivers have deliberately not stopped to pick up visibly Jewish passengers. So I would like to ask you, are you aware of this as an issue? Can you tell me how many complaints TfL have received about this? And if so, have any drivers been suspended? And if any drivers have been suspended, have they now returned to work? So those three questions. How many incidents, how many suspensions, and how many returned to work, please? Thank you.
Thank you for the question, and thank you for the positive comments from the community. And I spent quite a lot of time with the community and the leadership over the last 18 months or so, and we're very proud of the 310 and continue to see good growth on the route. So very pleased about that and the difference it's making. In terms of your specifics, I'm not aware. I don't have that data to hand. I'm very happy to write to you. I would hope that it's a very, very small number, but it's unacceptable either way. And we will certainly make sure if there are specifics, and I've said this to the Jewish community as well, if they have any specifics at all, for them to please let us know as soon as possible so we can do the appropriate investigation. It is totally unacceptable that any driver refuses to pick up any passenger for whatever reason, but particularly for those reasons. So if you could send me the details, and I will certainly take the action to look at the number of complaints and issues that we've had flagged to us. I've certainly not had any flagged to me, and nor have I had any recently from the Jewish community themselves.
Thank you. Thank you for that commitment, and we'll perhaps be in touch offline. My second question, then, I think, is to you, Mr. Mayor. In your introductory comments, you said that one of your priorities is to reduce crime on the TfL network. How's that going?
Well, when you look at the numbers of passengers on TfL versus the amount of crime, the public transport in London is a very low crime area, and there are a variety of reasons for that. The TfL pays the Met Police Service actually to do some extra enforcement work. We have, roughly speaking, 2,000 police officers who help keep public transport in London as safe as possible. The Commissioner employs 500 enforcement officers who do an extremely good job. The way it works is basically British Transport Police, in general terms, are in charge of rail, tube, DLR. MPS are sort of do more surface stuff. We have across the TfL estate, I think, more than 77,000 CCTV cameras, and as a consequence, when you look at the numbers of passengers who use public transport, the Commissioner referred to more than 4 million journeys on the tube, more than 5 million journeys on buses. It's a low crime environment. We're not complacent though. We want to make further progress in terms of fewer victims of crime. There's a particular focus the Commissioner and I have to address the issue of violence against women and girls. That includes encouraging people to report when they've been the victim of harassment or any offence, and so you'll have seen the posters around the TfL estate to encourage people to report it. You'll also be aware of the steps we've taken over the last few years to address the issue of graffiti and vandalism. Year by year, we're making progress bringing down the amount of graffiti, but also the amount of fare evasion. Year on year, we're bringing down as well. So I want to commend the team for the excellent work they do. One thing just to say, but just by way of caveat, is I'm afraid when you look at the injuries endured by our public transport staff, it's through the roof. 35% of the injuries suffered by public transport staff is because they've challenged somebody for not paying their fare. Without going into the details, because it's a live case, we recently had a member of our staff losing his life. And so I'm cognizant at all times about the risks of public transport staff.
I'm cognizant of the time, Mr. Mayor. Sorry. Can I refer you, I don't know if you've seen the article in the Telegraph this morning confirming that in the year that you were elected, there were 11,027 crimes committed on or reported on the underground. In the year to March 2024, 23,595. So that's more than doubled in the time that you've been mayor. Does that concern you? I appreciate you've said the things that you're trying to do to tackle it, but clearly it doesn't appear to be working. How can we improve that going forwards?
Well, one crime is one crime